Hey, yo, what's gaming players? It's your boy, Dismid Sharp Man, back out here on this Madden NFL 21 franchise mode, and we are here with the fifth game here on this 4 o'clock schedule for week number 3. Yes, week 3 is the books. We have only 3 more games left. We got the last 4 o'clock game in Denver. Then we got a huge Sunday game in New Orleans, and we got an incredible Monday game in Baltimore as the Ravens host the Chiefs. Now it has been a crazy week number 3 of the National Football League so far, and we had a lot of crazy things have happened. So take a look at these records. You can see the teams who are still 2-0. That means they still haven't played yet. You can see the teams that just moved to 3-0. Some teams went to 2-1. Some teams went to 1-2, and some teams went to 0-3. And it has been crazy so far. And this is I really didn't expect for this to go down. But like I always do it, after every Monday game, we'll show we'll show the schedule for the next week. Then we'll show the stats for every quarterback, and we take a look at the standings for everybody to make sure where they at for this season. But in this matchup, this should be a good one. We have the Seattle Seahawks back at home once again after coming off a huge Sunday night win against the New England Patriots. That one was incredible, but it led up to Russell Wilson in the clutch like he's always done, getting the game-winning touchdown to win the game against the Patriots. They come into this game at 2-0, while Dallas comes in at 1-1 after taking out the Falcons in week 2, who are now 1-2 now because they just got a brand new quarterback in Josh Martin, who put on an incredible performance for the Falcons to beat the Chicago Bears 24-0. If you don't know what I mean, go ahead and check out the Falcons and Bears matchup, and you'll see exactly what I mean. The Falcons now have a brand new quarterback, and he's looking to do pretty well this season because he ended up with 3, not 2, 3 passing touchdowns in that game for the Falcons. But Dallas, coming off a win against the Falcons in week 2, they're looking to get 2 straight W's against Seattle. So with that, let's head up to Century Lake Field in Seattle. And also, if you have not seen week 3, the rest of week 3, if you have not seen week 2, or if you have not seen week 1, go ahead and check those episodes out so you will not miss the rest of this series. Let's get into it. Let's get into Seattle. Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Seattle Seahawks begin now.
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports.
And for the second consecutive week, it is raining down here.
It is loud and it is wet as we welcome you inside Lumen Field on your standard rain-filled afternoon in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
And you saw those stats from Grant Hill against the Patriots. He played well.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
In the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit. But you're really
all right, so Dallas, they will kick it off to the Seahawks to start the game.
They, too, were winners last time out.
So, can Seattle get the 3-0, or can Dallas get their second win on the season? Let's find out. We're underway from a rainy Seattle.
taken about 7 yards deep, and they will elect to not bring this one
And the
out.
Seattle offense will begin their first drive at the 25-yard line. And here's Russell Wilson leading the Seahawks out there. Now remember, he entered week 2 with no interceptions, but after that week 2 matchup, he ended up throwing 6 interceptions, which wasn't good, and that got him more interceptions than touchdowns.
Not over the long haul. The beauty, though, somehow found a way to win.
Yeah, they still got the win last week.
And here's A.J. Oliver on the carry, and he'll go down for a gain of 6 yards. As we take a look at his stats from against the Patriots.
The 2 scores, and you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
2nd and 4, here's Oliver. And he'll go down right at the 35.
Play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. CD, you take a look at this draft class from this offense, and they went defense with their first-round pick.
Yeah, and you and I both know there were a lot of good players on that list, but this was a defense that was in need of an infusion of youth.
Wilson throwing, and that was caught to Greg Olsen for 9 yards and a Seattle first down.
2 veterans there, Wilson to Olsen for a Seattle first down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
Wilson looking for it all. Grant Hill for a Seattle touchdown. 56 yards.
His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has.
Extra point is good, and Seattle takes an early 7-0 lead.
It affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
Now Seattle did have some trouble in the rain against New England, but they were able to make their way back in the game and win in their game against the Patriots back in week 2. But they ain't having no issue this time. And Dallas will have their first possession at the 25. Now those are his stats currently on the season.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Prescott throwing to Kevin Griffin.
This will be a short gain of 3 before
as we take a look at his stats against Atlanta.
Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
Prescott looking for it all, and that's picked off. Quandre Diggs with it. Now that was great defense there by Seattle. He jumped the pass.
Offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at him. Instead, they read their keys well.
And here's A.J. Oliver. And the Cowboys get to him right at the 49.
Take this up just shy of midfield.
1 yard gain.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to
Wilson, and he's going to throw this one away.
To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the shotgun,
Wilson going downfield, and that was going to be tipped and incomplete. He was trying to go back to Grant Hill, and that's fourth down.
Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
And the Cowboys will begin their second possession at the 20.
Into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about.
Prescott throwing, and that was going to be complete. It's Amari Cooper who catches it.
Just shy of the 40, they'll mark him down at the 39.
Now the Seahawks know really well about Amari Cooper.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
Prescott throwing to Kevin Griffin, and he's got it. Breaking 2 tackles. The strength of Kevin Griffin.
For a Cowboy first down.
It's a gain of 10.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this.
Prescott looking for it all. Griffin, and he overthrew it.
And there shouldn't be any surprise at all when we watch
So second down.
Easy motion, easy action, and that ball flies downfield.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Prescott now from the 50.
Prescott looking, firing. Griffin.
Looking left side, and it's complete.
Kevin Griffin once again having a good performance so far, especially in the first quarter.
That was a fantastic job of keeping that play alive. He had a chance to tuck it. I thought he might.
They work on those situations all the time. This is coached, being able to keep your eyes downfield, keep the play alive, and not automatically run with the football. How about that lesson absorbed?
And here's Elliott. And he'll pick up 2 on that one. 2nd and 8.
Down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking
Prescott throwing, and Kevin Griffin with it, and he'll score a Dallas touchdown.
For a Cowboy touchdown.
Number 82.
A 14-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared.
So here's Zerline for the extra point. And he's got it to tie the game at 7 here in the first quarter.
After through the raindrops, up and good. And we are tied at 7.
So Dallas set to kick this one off after the touchdown.
Leaving at 7 now as they kick it away.
And this one's not going to be returned. This one will end up at the touchback.
So we will start here at the 25. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards.
And here's Oliver.
And make it a 2nd and 3.
And he'll go down at the 27.
First downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up.
Wilson, and he'll go down.
Pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Dontari Poe bringing the pressure to Wilson, and he takes him down, which brings the first quarter to a close.
These two teams all tied after one. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. Forced out to his
Wilson looking downfield, and that was going to be tipped and incomplete.
And it falls down incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that
So
one.
Seattle's going to punt this one away. And Rollins, he's going to let this one bounce. And this one will go into the end zone.
Get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated.
And here's Elliott.
Carry that confidence into this one.
And they bring him down right at the 24.
Feel great about their opportunity.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with
Prescott.
hopefully get to the perimeter.
Oh my God, CeeDee Lamb just couldn't hold on to it.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott.
Prescott throwing to Kevin Griffin, and he's got it. And he will pick up a Cowboy first.
The 3rd down conversion. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a 1st down on that last catch as well. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
1st down, Prescott.
Prescott looking for it all. Cooper.
Inside the 30.
You gotta keep him guarded. What a catch.
Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of catches, they actually work on them.
You have got to keep Amari Cooper guarded. If you don't keep him guarded, then stuff like that's going to happen.
30 now, 1st and 10. They'll throw again.
Prescott gets hit as he throws. Incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
So 2nd and 10 for Dallas. Prescott looking end zone. Cooper. And that one's incomplete.
Very close to a turnover there in the end zone. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They play fake to Elliott.
And Prescott sacked. Bruce Irving bringing the pressure.
They can't stop Bruce Irving there as he slips in for the sack.
He didn't even give Prescott a chance. What was 77 doing on the offensive line? Give that guy a manual. What are you doing? You just gave up a sack without even blocking. Come on, cuh. You cannot give up a sack like that. So with that, Dallas is gonna go for a field goal. And this one is good. They got lucky in because the defender almost blocked it there.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because
Well, the Cowboys set to kick this one off. They now have the lead right now. Here's the return by Reed.
And gave them exactly what
And he'll go down shy of the 25 to the 24.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
Wilson looking for it all. Grant Hill.
Caught at the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
Russell Wilson and Grant Hill are connecting really well.
Limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them.
And that is exactly what the fans want to see.
They went zooming past that number.
And here's A.J. Oliver with some running room. A.J. Oliver. And he'll go out of bounds at the 3.
He'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning.
And the Dallas offense, they can't believe it. They cannot believe it that Seattle just got into the red zone that quick. And here's Oliver, and man, oh man, Dallas stuffed him.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front.
And here's Oliver. And he'll get back to the 3, which brings up 3rd and goal.
2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back.
3rd and goal. Baker will get in for the Seattle touchdown.
It's the fullback. His first touchdown of the new season.
Okay, Cameron Baker taking it in.
Nothing complicated about that. That's old school power football.
And effective. And that's the key to everything, right? Sometimes we try and do too many things. Just hand it to the big guy and let him go forward.
Nice thinking there by Seattle. They realized that the end zone is theirs. All they did was just give it to Cameron Baker. And he gets his first NFL touchdown on the season. And Seattle is up 14-10.
5-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
Michael Dixon to kick off.
So Seattle set to kick this one away after the touchdown.
Unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this one's not going to be returned. This one will end up as a touchback.
And this will come out to the 25-yard line. Dak and the Cowboys ready for their next possession. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once.
Prescott throwing wide open is Elliott, but he's out of bounds, so they're going to say incomplete.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now.
What a savvy read by the running back. He saw his quarterback was out of the pocket in a little bit of trouble. He just broke off his route and took off deep downfield. Thought for a second there they had him, but they were unable to connect for a big play.
Prescott, and he throws this one away.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
3rd and 10 for Dallas. Prescott, he's going to play fake it. He's still looking. Firing downfield, Kevin Griffin.
Receiver complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down.
Now that is big. That is big. You need great plays like that.
They had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt.
Prescott to Kevin Griffin.
To his tight end.
And they're going to call one of their timeouts.
The first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. And again, it's Prescott.
Prescott firing, and Kevin Griffin with it. And he'll go down at the 17-yard line.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Prescott fumbled, and the Seahawks pick it up. What? I thought Dallas was gonna pick it up somehow, and they was gonna settle for a field goal, but I guess not. So I guess they're gonna settle for no points. They turn it over.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's
and
it.
Oliver, and he'll go down at the 33, which brings the first half to a close. Seattle leads 14-10 at halftime against Dallas. It's been a good game so far.
As we send you cross country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in week 3 of the new year.
Guys, we're almost through week number 3. We finished the 4 o'clock schedule in Denver as Brady and the Bucks take on Locke and the Broncos. Then the big game, Sunday Night Football from New Orleans. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers taking on Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints.
Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic, as usual, in that first half. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
All right, we're back here in Seattle. 4-point game here. It's been a good one so far. Now Dallas would have been down by 1, but they still trail by 4 after turning the ball over at the end of the first half. But they're gonna start their first possession of the second half at the 25. And here's Kevin Griffin back out there.
And we roll the highlights of the game he's had. You know, when we talk about wide receivers and how you shut them down, what about when you have a tight end like this having a game? How do you stop him defensively?
It really changes what you're trying to do because defensively you're worried more about the wideouts. Okay, how are we going to cover them? The running backs, how are you going to shut them down? But the tight end is that elusive, unique player.
And here's Elliott.
Safety covering,
and he'll go down at the 30-yard line.
Final answer against anyone who tries to defend him. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, you pointed out to
2nd and 5, here's Elliott. And he'll go down at the 42 for a first down, Cowboys.
Make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Prescott throwing, and that was going to be complete to Griffin for only a gain of 4.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
2nd and 6.
Prescott from the gun.
Prescott. And that's picked off. Trey Flowers picks it off.
At the 35-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
So Seattle will take over possession with the football and with the lead.
The defense already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Wilson, he'll go down. And it's Lawrence who brings the pressure.
Lawrence with a sack.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball gets super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter.
Wilson, and he'll go down again.
Jalen Smith in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
3rd and long. The Seattle Seahawks haven't been able to do anything. Wilson, and that one's incomplete.
Intended for number 11. Incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position.
So Seattle set to punt this one away.
They were thinking about.
And this one will end up at the 7. Nice punt there.
And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
And here's Prescott and the Cowboys.
What do punters do during the course
After the interception he threw last time, he knows he doesn't want to throw another one here.
And helping their team.
Try to shake off the interception.
Prescott throwing, and that was going to be caught to Griffin.
And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
At the 10-yard line.
Here's Elliott. And he'll go down at the 16-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott.
Prescott throwing, and Griffin with it.
To the tight end. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Prescott looks to throw on first.
Prescott gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
As he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Prescott downfield, and that's picked off. Trey Flowers for the 2nd time already.
Take this one back to the 37-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football, we're not seeing it right now.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
Wilson, nobody's open, and he's going to throw this one away.
Incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
And here's Oliver with some running room. And he'll go down at the 21.
16 yards, a first.
So they feel like, why not? Why not just keep running the football?
There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled.
And Oliver, and this time Dallas was there to stop him.
In there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Cowboys' 22-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now.
Wilson gets hit as he throws, fires, and Grant Hill catches it. Touchdown, Seattle.
22-yard touchdown ground. And the Seahawks.
Now, I was about to say,
a diving catch for the
How did he catch that though? Because like Wilson got hit as he threw the ball.
Complete the process of the catch all the way through.
And Seattle extends their lead.
Hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that.
Now it's 21-10 at the end of the third.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. For the fourth quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
So Dallas now, they're in jeopardy of getting their second loss on the season. They know that they don't want that, so they need to do something here.
Out onto the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Prescott throwing. Kevin Griffin.
Just past the 50. He'll take this to
And he'll go out of bounds at the 47.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you.
Prescott finding Kevin Griffin.
I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you
see that duo right there, Prescott and Griffin, they're connecting more.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Prescott to throw.
Prescott throwing to Griffin.
His favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5.
See, Prescott's throwing the ball. He's throwing the ball really well. And it's working.
Prescott yet again.
Prescott gives it to Griffin.
Again, it's complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because
Prescott throwing to Kevin Griffin. See, Prescott is continuing to throw the football even though his team's trailing.
Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Prescott throwing to Kevin Griffin again. And he'll go down right at the 6.
Coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And here's Elliott. And Seattle takes him down immediately.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Prescott, and he'll go down.
They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. 2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards.
And the coach for Dallas, he can't believe it.
Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Being chased out left.
Prescott, and he'll go down. Bruce Irving once again.
Able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also
4th down, Prescott, end zone. And that was going to be incomplete.
They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And the Seahawks are going to take over the
wow.
So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense.
And here's Oliver. And he'll go down, and the 2-minute warning is here.
To try and give themselves a chance.
Seattle is 2 minutes away from getting the 3-0, 3-0. They're looking to get to that start.
As we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just
2nd and 8. Here's Oliver. And he'll go down right at the 22. And there goes Dallas. They're going to use one of their timeouts.
Timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
And Oliver. And he's not going to get the first down.
Down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
And Rollins, he's going to let this one bounce. And uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're backed up at the 1.
Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control.
Prescott throwing to Kevin Griffin.
Over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
A good pickup there, 8 yards.
And just like that, Prescott is now over their 1,000-yard mark.
Just because he's one of the biggest targets, not only on this team, but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large.
Prescott throwing to Elliott, and he's got it.
They're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Prescott looking. Kevin Griffin's got it. Kevin Griffin. He's got a Dallas touchdown.
Into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this. I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are
Prescott, and he'll go down.
He's taken down.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready.
And Dallas, they're gonna use their second timeout.
As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside.
And they're gonna go for the onside kick, and
this is going to be recovered.
And Seattle picks it up. Man, Seattle got lucky. If they did not pick up that onside kick, then Dallas would have had a chance to take the lead.
I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here
But that should wrap up the game.
Onside kick. 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score.
And Seattle, they're gonna kneel this one out.
I'm still waiting to see that number.
Man, Seattle got lucky on that onside kick. But they're gonna kneel this one out because they've got this one in the bag.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. And they cannot do anything to stop the clock defensively. 3 straight wins to start the campaign now.
And this is where a team privately, within the confines of their own room, their meeting rooms, the locker room, they start to think to themselves, we're pretty good. We should be a playoff team.
He's going to throw, and he's going to give it to A.J. Oliver, and he's not going to get the first. But anyways, that's going to do it. How about the Seattle Seahawks? They're going to win their 3rd game on the season as they will go to 3-0 on the season. While Dallas, they will drop to 1-2. But this was an incredible game, though. But Seattle was able to hold on in the 4th quarter.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win. Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game. So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I...
So Seattle, how about them? They just got lucky on that onside kick. They got lucky on that onside kick, because if they did not pick up that onside kick, then Dallas would have had a chance to they would have had a chance to take the lead. But they end up surviving at home to go to 3-0 in an incredible game. So, as we take a look at the stats, you can see Russell Wilson played a good game. 152 yards throwing the ball, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Dak Prescott, he didn't play that bad. He threw for 370 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So yeah, Prescott didn't play that bad. So here are the rushing. You can see A.J. Oliver ran for 58 yards. Elliott ran for 29, and Cameron Baker he was the only one that got the rushing touchdown. And you can see the passing game. Kevin Griffin with 2 touchdowns, catching it 19 times for 300 yards. Grant Hill caught it 3 times for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. You can see Amari Cooper caught it twice for 62 yards. A.J. Oliver caught it once for 12 yards. Greg Olsen caught it for 9 yards, and Elliott caught it for 8 yards. And Seattle, they will go to 3-0 on the season, and week 4 they will be in Miami to take on the Dolphins. As the Cowboys, they're gonna have to go back home to somehow bounce back off of this one, as they will have a 2-1 versus 1-2 matchup with the Cleveland Browns. Anyways, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And the final 4 o'clock game is next. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Denver Broncos.